outside, you might want to change them. As Nicholas said, we have a lot of rain moving through the area right now, and there is more on the way. Let's send it back over to Nicholas because this is a very active situation. He joins us now with the very latest. Nicholas.
That's right, Tara. We're keeping an eye on these storms that we've been telling you about. Of course, we have that active severe thunderstorm warning. Just getting a report in now of flooding in Bluffton. No surprise there. As these storms have been moving through other parts of the area here today, we've seen 1 to 2 inches of rainfall come down within the course of about an hour. We had reports of that around the Huntington area with the storms there. With this storm, our current rainfall rate checks in at about 2.74 inches an hour. So again, that is an impressive rainfall rate. If that storm stays in that spot, over the course of an hour, you get 2+ inches of rainfall. So no wonder that as the storm now leaves Bluffton, we're getting some concerns of reports of flooding there. Our main concern with this storm is not only that it produces those wind gusts 60 miles per hour, the potential for hail and this flooding rain, but also the concern for a potential tornado. We've been watching signals of rotation here just to the north of 224 and to the southwest of 27. These storms are tracking in a northerly direction. So again, we have a concern not just for the northeastern section of Wells County, the northwestern section of Adams County, but also the southern tip of Allen County and the city of Fort Wayne. But with this rotation becoming more and more broad, that potential for a tornado does seem to be decreasing. But let's take this storm into farther into Allen County, the city of Fort Wayne and surrounding communities, and let's just talk about a potential track should we see that most intense portion still hold together its severe weather potential. We would see it in New Haven at 532, Woodburn at 542, and 546 in Milan Center. Again, this is the most concerning area that we see as far as storm activity, but much of Fort Wayne seeing heavy torrential downpours right now that could cause flooding in other parts of the city. The rest of the area, the rain is rather light, and it is not as intense or really anything severe to report at this time. That's the latest from the Live Doppler 15 Fury Weather Center. Should new warnings come along, I'll break in, I'll let you know. If not, I'll be back with your regular forecast in just a few minutes. Tara.
Nicholas, thank you. Management at a Fort Wayne Little Caesars fired an employee who was seen on Facebook live touching his mouth and then making pizza. The video shows 2 employees in the restaurant where the pizzas are created. One of the workers touched his face and mouth a number of times and then worked with the dough. The health department says it is aware of the video, and the video is now part of an investigation. The manager of the Little Caesars says they have no comment about the video, but their regional offices did release this statement. Little Caesars maintains a zero-tolerance policy against any violations of professional conduct. This is a highly unusual, isolated situation at a store locally owned and operated by a franchisee. One person is fighting for their life tonight after being involved in a crash this afternoon. Officers were called to the intersection of Bluffton Road and Winchester Road around 3:30 after a vehicle and a motorcycle collided. The motorcyclist was taken to the hospital in very serious condition, but was later downgraded to critical. No word yet on what caused the crash. St. Joe residents will soon be able to drink tap water without having to boil it. The town has been under a boil water advisory for the past week now. News Channel 15's Ruben Solis is in St. Joe and shows us when repairs to the water pump house will be complete.
Workers are here at the water pump house in St. Joe working to make repairs. The house was damaged when a man crashed his car into it, prompting a water boil advisory. The town has been under that advisory since August 11th. The more than 400 people who live here are being asked to boil water to drink it and wash food and dishes. Police believe the man who crashed had been drinking and was speeding. The people who work and live in St. Joe say it's really just been inconvenient and can't wait for things to go back to normal.
And I cannot tell you how much I, as a board member, and our other members appreciate how patient our community and residents have been, how understanding that they have been. That really helps ease the situation greatly.
Board members say repairs should be done in about a week. The water still needs to be tested to make sure it's safe to drink. Tonight at 6, we're talking to a restaurant about what they've had to do to get customers clean water. In St. Joe, Ruben Solis, News Channel 15.
Saying goodbye to a legend. That's what dozens did this morning at the funeral for Fort Wayne radio host Charlie Butcher. About 200 gathered to pay their respects to Butcher, who died last Wednesday of an apparent cardiac event. His mass was held at St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Catholic Church. Butcher was buried in Lindenwood Cemetery. He had been on the air locally for more than 30 years. He worked on both WOWO and WMEE radio stations. Butcher was 61 years old. Indiana is at the forefront of the Text 911 program. If you're in a situation where you can't call 911, you can text that instead. News Channel 15's Rachel Russell joins us now with more. Rachel?
Tara, State Treasurer Kelly Mitchell visited Fort Wayne today to begin her month-long campaign for this program. She visited the top 25 dispatch centers, and that includes Allen County. As we continue to be on top of the 911 technology, there are many positives she has found over the first 2 years of the Text 911 program.
We were the world's largest deployment of Text 911. Indiana really remains on the leading edge of 911 technology in the world, so we're very proud of that.
And that success can be attributed to the employees at these centers. Treasurer Kelly Mitchell shared while touring the facility that she applauds the work of those at the dispatch centers.
I mean, the type of people that take on this work, it's stressful, it's a roller coaster. It can be nonstop at times. They're just amazing, and I'm really grateful for them.
The texting 911 policy was put in place just over 2 years ago for people who were hard of hearing or having trouble speaking. But over the last 2 years, it has proved many other uses.
It's also people who don't want to be heard that are texting for help. And the dispatchers are also using it in great part if someone accidentally dials 911 and hangs up. 911 calls them back, they don't answer, because we don't typically answer numbers we don't know. They can send a text and say, hey, this is 911, do you have an emergency?
Treasurer Mitchell shared that as technology changes at a rapid pace, there will continue to be improvements coming in the next months and years to make Hoosiers safer.
Text to 911 is available, but voice is best. They much prefer when you call. But if you text, if you need to, do text, but put your location in your text right away.
If you are in an emergency situation and you need to call 911 but can't for whatever reason, remember you can use the Text 911 option to talk to dispatch at any time. In studio, Rachel Russell, News Channel 15.
Rachel, thank you.